You've probably heard this advice 1,000 times. Just clean your washing machine with vinegar. It's everywhere on blogs, TikTok, YouTube, and even printed on those cute cleaning checklists. The advice is always the same. Pour in some vinegar, run a hot cycle, and boom, your washer is magically clean. It sounds simple, cheap, and really smart. But here's the truth that almost nobody tells you. That vinegar trick you've been relying on for years might actually be the reason your washing machine smells worse, your clothes feel dingy, and that hidden gunk keeps coming back no matter how many times you clean it. And what I am about to show you in this video will completely change how you clean your washer forever. Because there's a far more powerful method that removes the hidden sludge, the black mold film, the detergent crust, and the bacteria buildup that vinegar alone simply cannot break down. Stay with me, because in just a few minutes, you're going to see what's really hiding inside your machine, and why this one method works dramatically better. Let me start with a real story from the United States, a story that might sound a little too familiar. In Ohio, a mom named Jessica thought her washing machine was spotless. She cleaned it every single month. She used vinegar religiously. She even left the door open to air it out, just like everyone says to do. But one day, her towels started smelling off, not just slightly musty, but like something sour and stale was trapped deep inside the fabric. She rewashes them. She adds more detergent. She adds even more vinegar. The smell just won't go away. Then, her kids' clothes start coming out with tiny, dark specks on them. She wipes the rubber gasket and finds this disgusting, slimy film. She runs another vinegar cycle, thinking that will finally fix it. The smell fades for about a day, and then comes back, even stronger than before. Finally, she calls a repair technician who opens the back panel of the machine and shows her something truly shocking, a thick gray sludge lining the drum housing detergent buildup that's stuck like glue and black mold colonies forming in the areas where water never fully drains. The technician tells her something that changes everything. Vinegar isn't strong enough to break down this kind of buildup. It only scratches the surface. And that's the moment most people realize the truth. Vinegar can help with mineral deposits from hard water. It can reduce light odors for a little while. But when it comes to the heavy-duty gunk, that disgusting mix of body oils, fabric softener residue, undissolved detergent, bacteria, and mold, vinegar often just loosens the top layer. It doesn't fully dissolve the greasy biofilm that forms inside modern washers. This is especially true for high-efficiency front loaders, for machines that primarily use cold water, and for homes where people use too much detergent without even realizing it. So what happens? You run vinegar cycles over and over. The smell fades temporarily, and you think you've solved the problem. Then it creeps back. That's because the real source of the smell is still hiding in places you can't see. Now here's where things get really interesting. Over the past few years, appliance technicians all across the country have quietly started recommending a different cleaning approach. It's an approach that doesn't just deodorize the washer. It actually breaks down the sludge at a chemical level. It targets the greasy film, the bacteria layers, and the mold spores that cling to the inner drum and hoses. And once you see how this method works, you'll understand why so many professionals have stopped relying on vinegar alone. But before I show you the method, I want you to picture what's happening inside your washer right now. Every time you run a load of laundry, detergent mixes with body oils, lint, minerals in the water, and tiny particles from your clothes. Some of that stuff rinses away, sure, but a lot of it sticks to the inner drum and the outer tub, especially in high-efficiency machines that are designed to use less water. Over time, that residue forms a sticky, invisible film. Then bacteria start to feed on it. Mold spores land on it and begin to grow. And suddenly, your washer isn't just washing clothes. It's marinating them in a thin layer of hidden grime. You can't see it from the outside, but you can definitely smell it. You can feel it in stiff towels that aren't soft anymore. You can notice it when your gym clothes still smell funky even after a fresh wash. Most people assume the fix is simple. Run hotter water, add more detergent, or pour in some vinegar. But here's the twist: adding more detergent often makes the buildup even worse. Running hotter water by itself doesn't dissolve greasy residue. And vinegar? It's acidic, yes, but it doesn't break down oily biofilm effectively. It also evaporates quickly during a hot cycle, meaning it might not even stay in contact with the grime long enough to fully remove it. So while vinegar has its place for certain cleaning tasks, Relying on it as your main washer cleaner is like trying to remove baked-on grease from a pan using only lemon juice. It helps a little, but it doesn't solve the core problem. So what's the better method? What is the approach that technicians actually use when they have to deep clean a machine that smells like a swamp? I'm going to show you, step by step, right here in this video. And each step builds on the last. Each step reveals something that most homeowners never realize. Because once you understand why washers get so dirty in the first place, you'll know exactly how to keep yours fresh permanently, not just for a few days after a temporary vinegar cycle. But first, let's talk about the biggest mistake people make when they try to clean their washer. They clean only what they can see. They wipe down the drum. They clean the rubber gasket. They scrub the detergent drawer. And yes, those areas are important and you should clean them. But the real, nasty buildup happens behind the drum in the outer tub, the hoses, and the pump area. That's where stagnant water sits. That's where detergent residue collects. And that's where mold and bacteria absolutely thrive. And that's exactly where this powerful method targets. Imagine running a cleaning cycle that doesn't just mask the odors but actually dissolves the entire sludge layer. Imagine opening your washer afterward and smelling absolutely nothing. No sour scent, no mustiness, just clean metal and fresh air. Imagine your towels coming out of the wash truly fresh again, soft and absorbent. That's what this method can do for you. But there's a specific order you have to follow. There's a specific combination of cleaners you need to use. And there's a simple prep step that most people skip, a step that makes the difference between a machine that's kind of clean and one that's sparkling like new. In the next section of this video, I am going to show you the very first step, the one that shocks most viewers because it reveals what's really hiding in your washer. It's quick, it's simple, but once you see what comes out, you'll never clean your machine the same way again. And then we'll move into the powerful cleaning method that works far better than vinegar alone. It's a method that's still easy, still affordable, and safe for most machines, but it's dramatically more effective at breaking down that stubborn buildup. So don't skip ahead, because the next part connects directly to what you just learned. And once you see step 1, you'll understand exactly why this method works, and why vinegar just wasn't enough. Before we even touch the powerful method, there's one quick step almost nobody does, and this step alone explains why vinegar cleaning often fails. Because if you skip this, whatever cleaner you use won't reach the thickest buildup. And once you see what this step reveals, you'll understand exactly why your washer still smells even after multiple cleaning cycles. Picture this. You open your washing machine right now. It looks clean. The drum is shiny. Maybe there's a faint odor. Maybe not. But here's what you're going to do. Grab a clean white paper towel or cloth. Lift the rubber gasket if you have a front-load washer. Reach deep into the folds, the part most people never check. Now wipe slowly along the inner rim. If your washer has any buildup at all, you'll see it immediately. Gray slime, dark specks, sometimes even black streaks. That's not just dirt. That's a mixture of detergent residue, body oils, lint, and bacteria forming a sticky biofilm. And here's the key. Vinegar doesn't dissolve this type of greasy buildup effectively. It might loosen it slightly, but it doesn't fully break it apart. Now go one step further. Pull out the detergent drawer. Look inside the cavity where the drawer slides in. Shine a flashlight. You'll often see thick, crusty detergent deposits. Sometimes pink or black mold starting to form. Again, vinegar alone struggles here because it doesn't break down heavy soap scum and oil buildup. It's acidic, but not a strong degreaser. And that's exactly what you need. Something that dissolves both grease and mineral film at the same time. Let me take you back to that Ohio story for a moment. When the technician opened Jessica's washer, he didn't start with vinegar. He started with a 2-stage cleaning method. First, a cleaner that breaks down organic residue, the greasy, slimy film. Then a second stage that flushes everything out and sanitizes the internal parts. Within one deep cycle, the smell was gone. Within 2 cycles, the machine looked and smelled like new. That's when she realized she'd been maintaining the washer, but never actually deep cleaning it. So here's the powerful method that works dramatically better than vinegar alone. And don't worry, it's still simple, still affordable, and still safe when done correctly. But it follows a specific order. If you mix up the order, it won't work as well. If you skip a step, the smell can come back. So stay with me, because this builds step by step. The first stage is the degreasing stage, the step that breaks down the biofilm. For this, many appliance professionals recommend using a washing machine cleaner tablet or a measured amount of oxygen-based cleaner. Why oxygen-based? Because it releases bubbles that penetrate and lift organic buildup the stuff vinegar can't fully dissolve. It attacks the slime layer where bacteria live. It reaches behind the drum where residue hides. And when it activates in hot water, it spreads through the entire system. Here's exactly how to do it. Make sure the washer is empty. No clothes, no towels. Set the machine to the hottest, longest cycle available. If your washer has a tub clean setting, use that. Place the oxygen-based cleaner directly into the drum, not the detergent drawer the drum. Close the door. Start the cycle. And here's where most people make a mistake. They walk away and assume the machine is cleaning itself. But halfway through the cycle, pause it. Let the solution sit inside for about 30–60 minutes. This soaking period is critical. It gives the cleaner time to break down thick residue. Without this pause, the water drains too quickly and the cleaner doesn't fully penetrate the buildup. While the washer is soaking, clean the parts you can reach. Take that detergent drawer and soak it in warm water with a little dish soap. Use a small brush to remove any crust. Wipe the gasket thoroughly. You'll likely pull out more gray residue than you expected. That's a good sign. It means the buildup is loosening. Now resume the cycle. Let it finish completely. As the machine drains, it carries away loosened sludge from the outer tub and hoses. And here's the moment many people notice something surprising. A faint gray film sometimes appears in the drum after the cycle ends. That's residue that's been lifted from hidden areas. Wipe it out with a cloth. Already, the smell should be dramatically reduced. But we're not done yet, because the second stage is what makes this method truly powerful. This is the flushing and deodorizing stage. After the degreasing cycle, run a second hot cycle, this time with a small amount of baking soda or a manufacturer-approved washer cleaner. This step neutralizes lingering odors and flushes out anything left behind. Think of it like rinsing after scrubbing a dirty pan. The first stage breaks down grime. The second stage removes every last trace. Now here's the twist that surprises most people. If you want to use vinegar, this is when it belongs in the second stage, not the first. After the heavy residue is gone, a small amount of vinegar can help remove mineral deposits and leave the drum smelling fresh. But using vinegar alone from the start, that's what leaves deeper buildup behind. When Jessica tried this full method, she noticed something immediately. Her washer stopped smelling. Her towels came out softer. Her laundry room didn't have that faint musty scent anymore. And most importantly, the smell didn't come back. Because for the first time, the biofilm layer had actually been removed instead of just masked. Now let's talk about a few easy habits that keep your washer clean longer. These are simple, but they make a huge difference. First, use less detergent than you think you need. Modern washers require surprisingly small amounts. Too much detergent creates excess residue. Second, leave the washer door open after each load. Airflow prevents moisture from lingering. Third, once a month, run a hot maintenance cycle using the degreasing method you just learned. Not every week. Just once a month is enough for most homes. But here's where it gets even more interesting. In the next part, I am going to show you a quick test you can do right now that reveals whether your washer still has hidden buildup even after cleaning. It takes less than 60 seconds. And what you see might shock you. Then I'll share a few pro-level tips technicians use to keep machines fresh for years without expensive repairs. Because once you understand this process fully, you won't just clean your washer once. You'll keep it fresh permanently. So don't skip. The next part connects directly to what you just did, and it reveals one small habit that makes the biggest difference of all. Right now, your washer might already be cleaner than it's been in months, maybe even years. You ran the deep cycle. You broke down the hidden sludge. You flushed out the residue that vinegar alone couldn't touch. But here's the part almost nobody talks about. How do you know it is truly clean? How do you know there isn't still a thin layer of buildup hiding somewhere deep inside the machine, waiting to bring that musty smell back into weeks? This is where the 60-second test comes in. It's simple, it's fast, and it reveals the truth instantly. Open your washer and grab a clean microfiber cloth or white paper towel. Turn the drum slowly by hand. As you rotate it, press the cloth firmly against the inner drum wall and wipe along the top edge where the waterline usually sits. Then check the cloth. If it comes back completely clean, no gray film, no faint residue, no sour smell, your washer is genuinely clean. But if you see even a light gray streak or smell a faint musty odor, that means there is still a small amount of biofilm hiding somewhere in the outer tub or hoses. Not a lot, just enough to slowly rebuild if you ignore it. Now here's the surprising part. Even after a deep clean, some washers need one final reset cycle. This isn't because the method didn't work, it is because years of buildup sometimes loosen in layers. The first deep cycle breaks down the thickest grime. The second flush removes most of it, but a final rinse ensures absolutely nothing is left behind. To do this, run one more hot cycle with just plain hot water and a small amount of baking soda. No detergent, no softener, just water and baking soda. This neutralizes any lingering odor particles and clears the last traces of residue from the pump and hoses. When that cycle finishes, open the door and pause for a moment. Take a breath. You'll notice something different immediately. Not a strong cleaner smell, not a perfume scent, just neutral, fresh, like clean metal and air. That's when you know the washer is truly reset. Let's go back to Jessica in Ohio for a second. After she completed this full method, the degreasing stage, the flush stage, and the final reset, she did something she hadn't done in months. She washed a load of towels and left them in the washer overnight by accident. The next morning, she panicked. Usually that meant sour-smelling laundry and another wash cycle. But when she opened the door, nothing, no odor. The towels smelled clean. That's when she realized the machine itself was finally clean, not just temporarily deodorized. And that's the difference between surface cleaning and true deep cleaning. Vinegar can help maintain a clean washer. But when there's real buildup, real biofilm, real hidden grime, you need a method that breaks it down completely. Once that's done, maintenance becomes easy. You don't need to deep clean every week. You just need a few simple habits. Here are the pro-level habits technicians quietly recommend, the ones that keep washers fresh for years. First, always use the correct amount of detergent. Most people use 2 to 3 times more than necessary. Excess detergent doesn't make clothes cleaner. It creates residue that sticks inside the machine. Second, once a week, run a hot wash cycle with towels or sheets. Cold water washing all the time allows residue to build up faster. Third, leave the washer door and detergent drawer slightly open after each load. Airflow is the enemy of mold and bacteria. And fourth, once a month, run the deep clean method you learned today. Not because your washer is dirty, but to prevent buildup from ever returning. Now here's something most viewers don't expect. When you start using this method, your laundry actually starts feeling different. Towels become softer without extra softener. Clothes smell fresher without strong fragrance. That's because they're being rinsed in a machine that's actually clean. No hidden residue, no trapped odor, just clean water and clean fabric. And if you've been dealing with that stubborn washer smell for months, the one that keeps coming back no matter what you try, imagine the relief of opening your machine and smelling absolutely nothing. No soreness, no mildew, just clean. Imagine pulling out gym clothes that don't have that faint lingering odor. Imagine not having to rewash towels. That's what this method does when you follow it completely. But here's the key: consistency. One deep clean resets your washer. Monthly maintenance keeps it fresh permanently. Skip maintenance for 6 months, and buildup slowly returns. Stay consistent, and your washer stays like new for years. Now let's bring everything together. You started this video thinking Vinegar was the ultimate washer cleaner, and it does have its place as a light maintenance rinse. But now you've seen why Vinegar alone often isn't enough. You've seen the hidden buildup. You've learned the degreasing stage that breaks down biofilm. You've learned the flush stage that clears residue. You've learned the 60-second test that reveals the truth. And you've learned the habits that keep your washer fresh long-term. So here's my question for you. When was the last time your washer was truly deep clean, not just deodorized, but fully reset? If it's been months or years, then this is your sign. Try the method. Follow the steps. And when you open that washer afterward, you'll understand why so many people are switching away from Vinegar-only cleaning. Now before you go, here's something I want you to do. The next time you run a load of laundry after cleaning your washer, pay attention. Notice the smell. Notice the softness. Notice how the machine sounds. Because once you experience a truly clean washer, you'll never go back to guessing. If this video helped you, stay with me, because the next video reveals another hidden cleaning mistake almost everyone makes in the laundry room, and the simple fix that saves your machine from expensive repairs. You don't want to miss that one. Until then, keep your washer fresh, keep your laundry truly clean, and remember, Sometimes the simplest habits make the biggest difference.